Alright guys, so I'm gonna play the Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper, and let's just start from where I start off at. And I'm not too far from the beginning, really. I just kind of started like maybe 2-3 days ago on this game, and I'm just gonna resume where I started off at. So let's play.
It was the Whitechapel killer.
To think that Miss Long and Kadosh were only a few feet away from him.
Indeed, Watson. Had Miss Long passed just a little closer to the victim and her assassin, or had the young Kadosh popped his head over the fence out of curiosity, the killer would most certainly already be behind bars.
That's some stroke of luck he had there.
I couldn't agree more, Watson. But his luck didn't end there, given the mutilations inflicted upon this poor woman. What must be considered above all is the killer's obvious wish to remove one and only one specific organ. His surgery pinpointed the exact spot, avoiding superfluous incisions. This suggests the man possesses at least a minimal anatomical knowledge.
Are you suggesting a doctor or a butcher?
Perhaps, but the possibilities are still too broad to conclude with any certainty.
So
now,
basically,
for the motive. Despite my almost complete lack of practical experience on the subject, I have a rather precise idea of the usefulness of a uterus and a vagina. Nonetheless, once they are separated from their usual envelope, I am more circumspect as to the uses one can make of them. What do you think, Watson? We need a board, Watson. I
agree. So basically, guys, if this doesn't make any sense, part 1 and 2 is this is basically part 3, because I don't feel like going way back. I have so much to do, so I'm playing from this part. I'm sorry, I know. But basically what we established is that we've just pretty much solved a second case, and yeah, we basically getting more leadway to what happened in the case, like, you know, who did it or whatever. So yeah, so it's either a doctor or a butcher. So at least we're making some leadway in this investigation. This is Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper.
There is nothing more to do here.
Oh, well, I thought you said we need a board. Didn't you say we need a board? Really? What board? Back here? What? I'm lost. He said we need a board. Oh, this friggin' board. Crap. Jesus. What would have been the possible motive of the crime? Black magic. I'm just kidding. For this motive, it would have been easy to quickly remove something from the Bucks Row victim's Polly Nichols. Supply human organs and trafficking. I don't know. Actually, that's a possibility. I'm trying to freaking guess this crap.
Money, quite simply.
Even if this motive seems incongruous, we're in no position to deny or affirm it until we know whether a market for human organs exists.
Ah, so yes. No indication would suggest any of rituals.
Black magic?
Watson, this line of investigation is far too vague. We don't have a single clue in support of such a motive. We can eliminate this hypothesis.
So that means no. Dementia can push him into commit incredible vile acts.
Holmes, what if it was cannibalism?
Even if the idea is unbearable, we can't ignore it as a possibility.
So maybe that's in question. The medical university environment, students easily have access to a number of specimens.
Perhaps it was intended as a study specimen.
I have little faith in that theory. Hardly anything was taken from the Bucks Row victim.
Okay. So last one.
Elementary. What emerges from these possible motives for having removed the uterus from the second victim is that they implied that the killer could have carried out the same thing on the Bucks Row victim, yet didn't. This brings us to a terrible conclusion. Our killer has evolved in the space of only a few days, and if that's the case, had he already struck before the first murder to which we attribute them? And if the killer strikes again, what atrocity awaits his next victim?
We have to stop him, Holmes.
Yes.
We shall do our best. This recent business of jars filled with formalin and of the American doctor might be a lead. Watson, inquire among medical circles to ascertain if there is a black market for human organs. The chances are slim, but this must be pursued.
Very well. What about you, Holmes?
I will send word to Aberline regarding our recent conclusions. I should also like to become a gas man and pay a visit to Bluto at the Wasp's Nest.
Understood, Holmes. I think one of my old university colleagues who works at the London hospital will be able to help me.
Yes.
I shall write him a note at once. He should be able to see me during the day. Afterwards, shall we meet here?
Yes,
Definitely.
Watson. See you later, and good luck.
Oh no, they're separating again?
I must get to the London hospital, where my old university colleague works.
Alright guys, so you control Dr. Watson. We're Watson. I miss Sherlock, guys. I really do. We're gonna go to maps and just teleport to London's hospital.
To the London hospital, quick.
To the London's hospital, quick.
My colleague agreed to meet me here in one of the London hospital rooms reserved for students.
Okay. Oh. Very fancy room, isn't it? Very fancy.
John, you're there already. Punctual as always. Tell me, you don't seem to be in good shape. Is it possible that your recent marriage is making you this morose?
Ah, you know me well, Andrew. No, it's a strange and terrible affair that concerns me. Have you read my note?
Yes, I admit that I was surprised. It just so happens that I, too, was asking questions about our morgue.
Interesting. Organ trafficking.
What do you think? Have you heard of any organ trafficking within...
No, John.
No, of course
no
not.
doubt there exists some exchange between colleagues. Not quite legal, of course, but nothing that can qualify as trafficking. Since the Anatomy Act of 1832, which permitted the use of unclaimed corpses for science, the black market trade was definitely halted.
Oh.
There are sufficient subjects available for all practitioners and students. This I can confirm.
Interesting.
Well, organ trafficking as a lucrative trade is out of the question. Then what is troubling you with the morgue?
You are talking about trafficking organs, but I suspect there is trade in whole bodies.
What do you mean to say? Whole bodies are disappearing?
Well,
Yes,
it's
of
confidential, but I know of your discretion and your friendship with the famous Sherlock Holmes. I can tell you that a few corpses have recently disappeared from the hospital morgue. Cadavers that were intended for dissection. That is to say, not claimed. Poor, unknown people. If a single corpse had disappeared, it might have been a bad joke. There are many students who pass through here. It's even a meeting spot. For the majority, they are here to work. A few come here in secret to practice. It also happens that instruments or organs go missing. Nothing alarming, but so many corpses. It's very troubling.
It's not alarming, then what the heck?
But the hospital doctors aren't doing anything?
It is alarming.
No. That is to say, they would prefer not to call the police at this point. An investigation would no doubt result in the suspension of authorizations for the use of unclaimed corpses. Do you think that you could intercede on our behalf with Sherlock Holmes to clear up this situation?
Which corpses are missing?
I don't know exactly, but I can make an exact list if you would like to wait here for a few minutes. Feel free to look around the room while you wait. It will bring back memories.
Thank you, Andrew.
Alright, so let's do some investigation and snooping around, guys. Maybe we can find something very, important. What's this?
The last lesson must have been about the human heart. And for a class of beginners, I expect, as this diagram is rather rudimentary.
Ha! Of course it is.
There is a heart in this jar. Based on its colouring, it hasn't been there long. And it looks like the drawing on the board. This jar contains 2 lids with combination locks.
Oh, yeah.
A message. I'll be... Why the devil was it hidden here?
Alright, so the information we are missing was that piece at the bottom. So let's go to resume.
An old prescription. Poor child, so young yet terminally ill. Strange, someone scrawled something. Part of it is in Latin. These are instructions, it would seem.
Oh no, he's not here yet. He's not here. Okay, so we have to go to the time scale. Oh, gee whiz, not time scale. So we're gonna use this for...
There is a heart in this jar. Based on its colouring, it hasn't been there long. And it looks like the drawing on the board. This jar contains 2 lids with combination locks.
Alright, so we got the first one, which is the... And now this is the paper. The old paper that we found under the rock. Okay, I'm going to use this for documentations. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay, and now we gotta do the combination lock here, so... no, that'll be 5. And the other one would be 1.
Look, there was a bit of paper stuck between the 2 lids.
Ooh. A little bit of paper stuck between the 2 lids. And a 6. Sweet. And I think the other one would be here, and this one would be 8.
Incredible. Someone has
9?
hidden a
Is it
magnet in this heart.
Yeah.
But to what end?
Ah! We are getting there, man. Woohoo. Alright, so...
It's here that students come to carry out their experiments.
Is that it for now, or is it one more thing that we have to do? Let me go back to assessments here. Okay, so we got this magnet. The magnet is going to be used for something. I don't know what, but something.
It's here that students come to carry out their experiments. Nothing of interest here.
Okay, well, something... This magnet is for something, guys. I don't know what.
This rag is full of grease. It certainly wasn't used for a dissection. Was someone doing some mechanical work here?
Okay, so... Over here?
Nothing of interest here.
Okay, one of those. Something.
Nothing of interest here.
Ah!
Incredible. There is a magnet with a hook
6,
behind this
duh.
pane of glass. I am in need
the
of
6,
something.
the numbers, the paper off the 6. Okay. So we gotta look in behind the desk. Come on, Watson, let's do this thing. Ah! What the heck is that? Oh, okay. Ah, I see what we have to do. This is going to be quite hard. My hands are shaking. Uh-oh. Oh man, this is really difficult. Just steady paced is the way to go right now. Oh, so close. Ah, my hands. I'm nervous, guys. Wow, this takes a lot of concentration and precise focus. Whew. That was tough. That
There, all
was
done.
tough.
Holmes couldn't have done better himself.
Right? A lot of work, but gee whiz. So what do we do now? Is that it?
A hole. I can make out something inside, but how to get it out? I will need a hook.
We got the hook, didn't we? Okay. Let's go back to grab this hook and get this thing out of here.
I found it.
Ah, it's a piece of paper.
A coded message. I do believe I will need Holmes.
Yes, because I don't know what the heck that's about.
Here is the list, John. The missing corpses are those of a woman, 40 years old, beginning of August, another, 55 years old, 2 weeks ago, and recently, a young woman. These corpses had nothing in common except that they didn't have any apparent lesions.
All of this is very troubling. Well, I think that I have all of the information possible, and I promise that I will do what I can to clear up this business. I must leave you, my friend, and...
In the name of our friendship,
Please, don't go so stare.
To be sure. Thanks again, Andrew.
it is I who must thank you, John. Don't forget to keep me up to date and say hello to your charming wife for me.
Count on me, Andrew.
I must go to the
Watson
Wasp's Nest to find this rogue that Watson dubbed Bluto. He may be able to provide information on Dr. Tumblety. This lead, although tenuous, is well worth following. I must return to Whitechapel, but it would be better if I did so incognito.
Alright, sounds good. So guys, we're gonna stop here because it's getting good. We're getting closer and closer to the murderer who did this murder, and I will see you guys next gameplay on Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. Peace.